Hypertension or high blood pressure is so common in our population that some people just believe it's normal to have it. Today, I'm going to cover the important tips you need to know about exercising with hypertension, as well as how hypertension can be helped with exercise. Let's dive in. First and foremost, it has been proven by scientific research studies that exercise is a non-drug intervention that can help you control and manage your hypertension. As cited in a 2005 and 2018 research study, regular exercise can both lower your systolic blood pressure as well as your diastolic blood pressure. Have no idea what I'm talking about? Check out this video. To throw more research at you, this 2022 research study proved that beyond just lowering blood pressure, regular exercise can help improve your heart health, not surprisingly, and lower your risk of death, which I'm pretty sure everyone wants to lower their risk of death. But here's the thing. If you have hypertension, it can be challenging because doctors are trying to advise that you do exercise, but you also may have to follow specific parameters because you have hypertension. I'm going to give you 4 tips on exercising with hypertension, the need to knows. Tip number 1, types of exercise. From information I gathered off of a 2005 research study, aerobic exercises like walking, swimming, cycling are all recommended for individuals that have hypertension. It's recommended because it can lower your blood pressure after exercise, and if done regularly, in the long term. But the thing is, just like I've said in other videos about exercise, walking alone is not enough. Strength training or resistance training, combined with aerobic exercises, has been proven to help reduce your blood pressure. Supportive details for this claim can be found in both this 2018 and 2022 research article. And don't worry, for those of you a little bit timid about getting involved in any type of strength training program because you fear weights or the gym, strength training can be done with body weight only, especially for beginners. Shameless plug, if you're interested in getting started in resistance exercises and you really don't know where to start, I do have on-demand programs that can guide you through that. So check the link in the description below and see if you qualify for any of my on-demand programs. Tip number 2 for exercising with hypertension is your exercise intensity and how to monitor yourself. Ideally, you want to aim for a moderate intensity level of training. I do have a lot of videos on rate of perceived exertion. I have some on layering exertion methods, heart rate, RPE, talk test. So check that out to understand exertion with a deeper dive. But let's go ahead and see what the research says specifically for exercising with hypertension. This 2005 research article based a moderate intensity as something that is somewhat challenging, or corresponds to a rate of perceived exertion on the Borg scale of 11 to 13. Which translates to a 4 to 6 on the modified Borg scale. As annoying as those highly subjective measurements of intensity seem, it is really helpful to be able to layer it on top of other means of exertion, such as understanding your own muscle fatigue and your talk test. So check out the video I have on layering exertion. Additionally, this 2022 research article highlighted that for individuals with resistant hypertension, which is basically a form of really stubborn hypertension that drugs can't seem to manage easily, exercising at this moderate intensity 3 times per week for a duration of 8 to 12 weeks can significantly help in lowering your blood pressure. Tip number 3 is on frequency and duration. Ideally, it's great to aim for movement across the week every single day. And I say movement because for some people, you definitely need to start out a little bit slower, especially if you started from being completely sedentary. But of course, 2 to 3 times a week is a great place to start. According to the 2005 research study, it is ideal to aim for a 30-minute session duration, but of course, this session duration can be broken up into smaller pieces as needed. Based on this 2018 and 2022 research article, for individuals with resistant hypertension or really stubborn hypertension, combining aerobic exercise and resistance training into 60-minute sessions, also 3 times a week, has shown to significantly lower both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. Now, last but not least, tip number 4 is safety considerations. Always start each session with a 5 to 10-minute warm-up and try to aim to end with a cool down. This helps your heart rate and your blood pressure adjust slowly. Just for context, the most important part of your cool down really should revolve around allowing your breathing and your heart rate to return to a natural base state. In other words, you don't want to just stop yourself point blank in the middle of a moderate intensity exercise workout and then just sit down. Remember to keep the intensity at a moderate level for your training sessions, and always be cautious and aware of any dizziness, shortness of breath, or any chest pain. According to information pulled from this 2021 research article, people on beta blockers need to be aware that their maximum heart rate may be reduced by 19% on average if you're on a beta blocker. Therefore, what does this mean? It means if you're tracking your heart rate during your workout and you're trying to abide by some prescribed zone, you need to be cautious because your heart rate may actually be much lower, but your intensity that you perceive, your true intensity, is actually higher. So if you're on a beta blocker, unfortunately, you shouldn't trust your heart. Trust your talk test, your RPE, and the other measurements of exertion outlined in this video. Now I'll leave you with this food for thought. I mentioned resistant hypertension, which is really stubborn hypertension that can't even respond to 3 different types of medications. Keep in mind that for people with this resistant or stubborn hypertension, the solution is a combination of lifestyle changes, diet, and exercise. So when the drugs don't work, go with the solution that would have worked in the first place. For those of you uncertain about where to start for walking programs, aerobic exercise, or resistance training or strength training, I do have those on-demand programs. Check out the survey in the link in the description to see if you qualify for those, because I don't let just anybody join on-demand programs. If you do need one-on-one personalized guidance, I will suggest that for you. So take that survey, see if you qualify, and if you do, then you can sign up for the on-demand program. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to watch the entirety of this blood pressure series so you get the full scoop on all the things you need to know in managing your hypertension. Always remember, your health is an investment, not an expense. I'll see you in the next one.